Hi, guys, and welcome back to another edition of A Sweet Talk with me, Taj B, your international matchmaker and relationship consultant. Happy Friday, guys, to each and every one of you, and a super duper special happy Friday to my nephew, Kevon. What's up? He's a basketball player and he's so awesome and he's everything great, and I love my nephew. And he also sent me this topic, guys, and our topic today: what makes a healthy relationship? So let's get right into it, shall we? Actually, you know what's not healthy? Stealing from charity. Yep. Case in point, what am I talking about? Here we go, guys. A charity, let's see. A charity thrift store needs customers after break-in causes 3K loss. Yeah, real talk, guys. A staff member of Take Two thrift store on Rope Walk Lane in St. John's, shout out to all the people in St. John's, pulled into work Tuesday morning to find the front door of the business smashed in and a safe containing $2,500 missing. There was also $500 in GoBucks tickets in the safe, and that was gone too. It's been a difficult year for us. We've had our donation bottle stolen, we've had our office broken into, the alarm system went off, and now this. So it seems to be escalating. And $3,000 might not seem like a lot of money for people. It is a lot of money. What do you mean? But for a small charity that's running a social enterprise, it's significant amount of money for us. So guys, the Take Two charity out in St. John's is getting robbed repeatedly. It's been robbed to the point that they can't operate, they can't give any charity out. And that's really sad. So if any of our listeners are in a position to help, if you guys can send some goods, some donations, it's just really sad. Like, who steals from charity, guys? It's like stealing from the poor. I hope that the deepest, darkest part of hell opens up just specifically for you. So, what are we talking about? What makes for a healthy relationship? We're always talking about what's toxic, like that's toxic, this is toxic, you're toxic. But what makes a healthy relationship? Like, what is required of us for us to be in a good working teamwork partnership with each other? Get your pens and your papers out, guys. I'm going to make a list. We're going to go down it like we're in school. Well, you are in school, the school of Taj. So let's do this. First of all, if it isn't love, it isn't worth it. So if you're not in that relationship for love, and you guys, that will be like a broken record for all people who listen to the show. I will say it all the time because it is my main message. If you are not in love with the person that you are deciding to settle down with, why did you decide to settle down with them? Then you're going to have to face the fact that you might be using them for something, be it sex, be it a roof over your head, be it access to their 15% discount at Walmart, whatever it might be. You are a user and you need to stop, okay? Next, you need to feel free to express your feelings. So if you are in a relationship, you need to feel free to express the way that you feel with your partner without being worried about how they're going to take it and the backlash that might come from you expressing yourself. If you cannot be free and express yourself with the person you claim to love and who claims to love you, what's really going on here, right? This is an abusive relationship. It is, because abuse is not just slapping people around or denying people food or. Abuse is also denying people the right to express the way that they feel and express the way that you make them feel, okay? Next, patience. Patience is a virtue, and patience is important for a healthy relationship. So you're going to have to consistently be putting yourself in your partner's shoes. How is the way that they feel about something, and what would make them feel that way, and what has triggered them in this way? And if I think about it from their point of view, can I understand why they've snapped like this or didn't snap like this or acting this way? So patience, guys. Everything isn't just going to happen right away. Maybe you spoke to your girl about the way that she leaves her underwear all over the place, and it's something that she's used to doing her entire life. So it's going to take some time before she gets the kinks out and doesn't do that anymore. Patience, patience, patience. Honesty, guys. Yeah. Honesty. Like, I really should have said that first, because there are great dangers when you go around building a relationship on lies. Because lies, you got to think about it as like a bottomless floor. Lies have no bottom. They will eventually break through. You will eventually fall through the cracks of your own lies. And when you're being honest, guys, the best thing about being honest in your relationship, you never have to remember what you said because you were always telling the truth. So when your partner brings up some old shit from like 5 years ago and you really had lied about it, and then you're like, you are so confused, you don't know what they're talking about, then your partner starts to see you for what you truly are, a deceiver. And if you cannot be honest with the person that you love, then you need to face the fact that you do not love that person, right? And if you find that your partner is not being honest with you, the truth of life is this, guys. You can't always love a person that you don't trust. No, but you can always trust the person that you love. You see what I'm saying? So you want to be honest, you want to be able to be open, and you want that both partners are leaving room for honesty in the relationship. A relationship based on lies is just a cycle of deceit and crying, because that is all it leads to, guys. So honesty, being free to express yourself, patience, these are key facts for a healthy relationship. Don't stop writing, I have more. Sharing. You got to share your goals, your plans, and your future with your partner. So, this is what makes for a healthy relationship. Sometimes you're with your partner, and all along, you know that once you guys are done high school, you're going to be moving to go to college all the way in Alaska. But your partner thinks that you and her are going to community college together. It is a lie, and you have not shared this with them. This is an unhealthy relationship. So share with your partner your goals. I hope that in 2 years, I'm going to be able to do this. I hope that, we will be able to go on vacation. I hope that whatever your goals are, you need to be sharing them with your partner. In a relationship, you may not share the same goal, but the fact that you know your partner's goals, this is healthy. If you do not know your partner's goals, this is unhealthy. It's really just that black and white, guys. Your plans, you can't just be making plans solo dolo when you are in a relationship. What is the point then of having a partner? Why don't you just do us all a favor and be single so you can make all your plans and have all your goals that you ain't got to share with nobody, right? Then you got to address resentment. For those who watched last week's episode, listened to last week's episode, we spoke all about resentment and how it is the silent killer in a lot of relationships. So, you want to address any resentment in your relationship. This is a great way to ensure that your relationship is having a healthy foundation. And how do you address resentment? By speaking up and by emphasizing. Looks like I cannot say that word for crackers. Like emphasizing, empathy in your relationship. This is how you kind of sweep resentment right out of the door. Next, you want equality. Yeah, because we are not all equal, true. But in a relationship, you should feel that way. You should feel like you and your partner are on equal standing. Of course, we each have individual strengths and we each have individual things that we are good at or we're not good at, right? That's what makes this so awesome. That's what makes a relationship so great, right? So you need to have equality in your relationship though. No one person should feel as if they're doing more than the other person. No one person should feel as if most of the responsibility is on them. No one person should feel like they are not being loved or celebrated. I had touched on this last week too as well, where I was saying that a lot of men, when they come to speak to me about relationships, they say they don't feel as if the relationship is for them. They feel as if the relationship is for the woman and they are just soliciting the whole thing. Like they're the one who is providing the whole relationship aspect of it, if you know what I mean. Like if it's an occasion, they're the one who has to get the gift. If it's a date, they're the one who has to make the plan, that sort of stuff. And at the end of the day, eventually this creates a scenario where your partner feels like they're not equal, where a partner feels like all of the emphasis is on you and none is on them. And that breeds resentment, people, okay? Next, we want safety. You should feel safe in your relationship, physically, emotionally, mentally. Okay. You should feel safe around your partner. Any like domestic violence is a serious thing, and particularly around along our young population. Like, I'm talking to you like late high schoolers, early adults, young adults. There's no reason to tolerate someone else putting their hands on you, okay? And guys, for all of us in general, if you don't feel safe in your relationship, something is seriously, seriously wrong, okay? So, a healthy relationship should have safety where you feel free to be you, be who you are. You feel free to express exactly how you feel. You feel free to say what you want, think what you want, act how you want to, because you know that you live underneath the covering of love, which makes you safe in your relationship. And if you don't feel safe in your relationship, then this is most definitely unhealthy. Trust. Ding, 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 ding. Sound the alarms. Like, trust is surely one of the main things that is needed for a healthy relationship, because you cannot love someone you don't trust. I don't care what none of you say. It is not love. This is just lust. This is just sickness. This is just desperation. A lot of other things, but it is not love. If you don't trust them, how can you love them? And if they don't trust you, surely they don't love you either. You're just in the relationship just because. And if you go back to our episode that started the new year, things we were leaving behind in 2019, that's one of them. Being in a relationship just because, definitely leave that alone. We don't need that. It's unnecessary. It's pointless. It's sad, okay? So you want to be able to trust your partner. There's no trust, without trust, there is no reason to continue. You guys want to hear that again? Without trust, there is no reason to continue. Let that go, because the relationship is not serving you, neither is it serving your partner. And without trust, you cannot have a healthy relationship. And maybe you trusted them before and they've done something to take that trust from you. It's up to you and them to figure out how it is you can work towards having trust again. We talk about trust all the time. You stay tuned, guys. We'll have an episode on how to win back trust once it is gone out of your relationship. And again, guys, any topics you would like me to cover, definitely send them in. You could find us on all the social media platforms at Sweet Talk with Taj B. And you can send us in an email at sweettalkwithtajb@gmail.com. Next, never settle. Never, 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 never. Why should you settle? Don't you deserve what you want? Shouldn't you have what you want? Why would you be settling? What are you going to get from that? What is the point of that? Nothing. So never settle. If they're not good enough, they're just not good enough. If they don't have all the things and traits that you want of your partner, you should just continue looking, because anytime you feel like you're settling for someone or something, resentment surely shall rear its ugly head, because the truth of the matter is they aren't exactly what you want in this life. And that, my friends, is sad. Okay. Next, we got respect. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. So you're going to need to respect your partner, and you're going to have to feel like your partner respects you. And this is paramount to a healthy relationship, that if you cannot respect the person you claim to love, you A, do not love them, because respect and love come hand in hand, and you B, need to find a different partner, right? And if you feel like your partner has no respect for you, you have to ask yourself, why are you tolerating someone who disrespects you? What is it about your life and your experiences and who you are that tells you that it's okay to be in a relationship with someone who has no respect for you? Why? Why do you deserve this? What about you makes this okay, right? As you ask yourself that, you get to the bottom of the truth as to where your damage comes from, because there has to be some damage there where you would feel comfortable laying down with someone who has no respect for you. And how do we know our partner has no respect for us? In the way that they treat treat us, in the way that they conduct themselves, in the way that they approach our relationship, the way that they speak about our relationship, and the things that they do around our family, friends, and loved ones. Okay? So respect is paramount to a healthy relationship. Without it, you are in an unhealthy, toxic one. Compromise. Yeah, you can't always have things your way. So, if you want a healthy relationship, you're going to have to be willing to compromise here, there, and everywhere. Sometimes you're going to have to give a little to get a little. And if you're not willing to do that, then it's your problem, right? So, compromise is key. You've got to give something, you've got to take something. They've got to give something, they've got to take something. Without that, you can't have peace, because you cannot be expecting to get your way 100% of the time. If that's what you want, then you need to be in a solo relationship with yourself. You need to go be like that woman from years ago who literally married herself for the world to see. Yeah, you can do that too. So go ahead and enjoy yourself, because if you're not willing to compromise, you are not fit for a human to human relationship. And compromise is key in a healthy relationship. However, remember when I said equality, guys. So no one person should feel as if they are doing all the compromising, whereas the other person is not. Okay? Speak up. Speak up loud, speak up clear. Let them know how you feel. Let them know that you're there. Talk it out, guys. So, how are we supposed to know what's going on if you never mentioned it? How are we supposed to know how you feel if you didn't say anything? How are we supposed to know, what your plans are if you didn't talk about it? So, you got to speak up. And if you feel like you can't speak up in your relationship, then it is unhealthy. And you have to, as much as you feel the right to speak up, you have to accept that your partner also has the right to speak up. So you want those freedoms, you better be willing to give those freedoms away too as well. And where we feel like we're muted, like we can't talk what's going on, this again builds resentment, and this again ruins relationship. It leads to a toxic environment. So speaking up is key to a healthy relationship. You need to create healthy boundaries. Yep. So the boundaries are necessary, but some boundaries are unhealthy, like such as, what can be an unhealthy boundary? Don't text my phone after 8 p.m. Why? What the hell do you mean? Who are you with? Why can I not talk to you after 8? You better get the hell out of here with that bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot, that is an unhealthy boundary. So you need to create healthy boundaries, such as, on the weekends, one day at a weekend, I spend it with my family. I am not going to be here with you. That's a healthy boundary, Or whatever it might be, guys. Like, if it doesn't make either one of you feel bad, we can kind of decide that it's a healthy boundary. But you do need to create them, because without them, you're just lost in the sauce. Okay, guys? You need to make time for yourself and your outside interests. That is the last but not least one, and what makes for a healthy relationship. Making time for yourself and your outside interests. A lot of the times when we are in a relationship, we get caught up in them, my partner, us as a couple, this. And you stop pursuing your own interests. You stop doing your own hobbies. You stop seeing your own friends. You stop going to your own places. And at the end of the day, because you are who you are, that is how come you ended up pulling this partner. You get what I mean? Because of you, the essence of you, that's why your partner is in love with you, or supposedly anyway. So in order to flourish that love, you need to continue being you. And part of continuing being you is continuing with your outside interests, hobbies, whatever it is that you liked to do prior to getting in this relationship. So that is very key to having a healthy relationship, because if you relate your whole life just surrounds around your woman alone, your man alone, that's it. This actually is very unhealthy for you and for your relationship, because if things go south with that relationship, you kind of feel like your whole world has crashed and ended. And in a way, it has, because you have not spent enough time delving into your own personal interests outside of your relationship. So that is the last point I have on what makes a relationship healthy. So Let's go over them again. Let's go down that list for those who may have missed some of that. Okay, guys. So, honesty, that makes for a healthy relationship. And if it is in love, it's not worth it. So, love definitely has to be there. You can't build a relationship on likes, guys. Okay. Feeling free to express your feelings, patience, sharing of your goals, your ideas, and your plans. Address resentment before it bubbles over and ruins your whole lives. Equality, safety, trust, never, ever, ever settling, respect, compromise, speak up whenever possible, creating healthy boundaries, and making time for yourself for your outside interests. So that's what I've got to say, guys. I hope those points made sense to y'all about what makes for a healthy relationship. And I hope you guys find that that was some good information for you, right? Because, like I say, we're always going on and on and on about what's unhealthy and what's toxic. But here we go as to what is healthy, okay? And thanks again to my nephew for that awesome topic idea. Like I said, you have your own. You know where to find me to send them in. And I shy and I back away from no topic, okay? So, what time it is? It is time for my segments. Let's start with the personals. I love those because why? Because you guys can find yourself a potential husband or wife. Like, you don't have to go too far. You're just going to turn on your computer, your TV, or whatever, and look at Sweet Talk with Taj B. And here we go. What are the personals? Well, men and women from all over the world, they'll type out a little personal and send it to me if you're looking, and I'll just read them on air. And if you are looking and it sounds like an ideal match for you, you write to me and I will hook y'all up. So, first one goes. We'll start with the man this time. I'm a 68-year-old man tired of being alone. I've lived a full life, but I live with the regret of never having children. I don't know if it's too late. We'd have a nice life, 40 plus please, and no smokers. Okay. So if you're 40 plus and you feel like you've got what it takes to have some kids and you do not smoke and you're okay with being with a 68-year-old man who is childless, who has some regrets in life, then this might just be your potential husband. So if it sounds good, like your spirit is just like, yeah, that's the one, then you write to me and we will see what I can do. Time for the women. Are you guys ready? I want a foreign man with money who can sponsor me. Well, straight to the point, no mincing words. She's not wasting no time. Broke boys need not apply. I came from the DR. At least she's honest, right? Like, because a lot of time, like, people pretend like they're just looking for just regular fairy tale love, but really, this is what they want, and then they end up getting this, and the partner is losing, right? So I appreciate your honesty. I come from the DR and want to live in America, Canada, or England. All right, girl, get it. I look good, love fun and party, and I go to church and have no kids. I don't care what you look like and would really like kids with a white man. All right. Honesty again. I'm good with a home. I was good raised, and you won't be sorry. White man, calling y'all. You want a girl from the DR who might be using you for your money? Well, this is she. So write to me and we will see if you were a match for her. And some of you guys are a sucker for punishment. Don't so I know women are like, what the hell? But a man knows what he wants. There are the men out here for her. So honey, I hope he writes me soon. Now, guys, it's time for the Dear Taj moment. What's that? You write to me with your love, relationship, lifestyle questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. If you want me to answer on air, then you write answer on air in the subject line when you send it in. And here we go. Dear Taj, my ex still gives me money and my man does not know. Whew. Ay, ay, ay. Let's continue. Last month, he paid the insurance. Oh, my chest. When I couldn't. He helps out a lot, and I don't think I can do without the help. I don't think I should tell my current, but feel sneaky. What should I do? Signed, you've put your full name, but I kind of feel uncomfortable saying your full name. I don't know. Maybe you're just bold and you don't care if your man finds out, but I'll just protect you for now. Yeah. We'll just say S, okay? Listen, Miss S, this is a whole mess, okay? Like, this is ridiculous and unacceptable. How could you be taking money from your ex-man to supply you and your current man's life and then not telling your current man? You know, there's some men who's okay with that. Like, there are some men out there who wouldn't mind that it's your ex who provides you guys' whole life. But this is gross. You're gonna have to come clean. I don't know, actually. Let me think about this. Okay. On one hand, I say you definitely have to come clean because it's wrong to be doing this. But I think on the other hand, it's probably better to just stop, like, than to then come clean. Because why are you even with this current guy then who can't pay the insurance and you have the nerve to then go to the ex for the money? Like, what is the new guy's point? What is the current boy's purpose here? I'm not trying to say he needs to go and rob somebody for the money if he doesn't have it. I kind of am. Like, maybe that's better than you going to the ex. I don't know. This is horrible. But I don't think I'm about the honesty. Yes. But if this man loves you and you love him, I don't know any man who would be okay with then finding this out. Might be a secret you may need to take to your grave. That I think I feel comfortable telling you that. And you need to stop doing this. So, because here's the deal. You know what's really going on? Your ex is not just giving you all this money just because you were such a good girl to him and whatever reason you guys are no longer together. That's not what's going on here, you know. Your ex is currently punking your current man. Like, he is giving you this money as a way to show and prove to you and eventually to your current man that he ain't shit. Like, he's trying to show you that, oh, you see, you done left me for that guy and look at you hungry and can't pay your insurance now, bitch. Like, that's what's going on. So, honey, you need to stop giving the ex so much clout over your current man to do this. So stop it. Nip it in the bud. Tell your ex you no longer need the help. Make up a story that your current has gotten a new job where he's getting paid $20 more on top of what he was getting before. Boost your current man somehow to take the shame out of his face, because you have created a lot of damage here. And be prepared that when you do this, your ex might just snap and like come and tell your man himself, which you deserve. So I hope it doesn't happen to you, but I wouldn't go being really honest right now, because you will definitely lose your current man, which you kind of do deserve to lose him too. Or he deserves to lose you, because did you let him know you couldn't pay the insurance? Like, did you say to your current man, baby, we in financial troubles? And then he just said, like, what happened, you know? So if you're hiding your financial issues from your current, stop. Tell him what's going on and be honest with him. Then you need to tell your ex, babes, I no longer need your help because my current man has all of a sudden bossed up overnight and he is the man for me and he has everything that I need and I no longer need you. And then you see what happens from there, and try your best to no longer go crawling back to your ex. And if you have to keep crawling back to him, then you need to leave your current and just go be where you belong. Okay, hun? Like, that's all I've got to say. So I hope that helps. And if not, write to me again and we'll hash this out, babes. Now it is time for the misconnection section. What's that? You saw someone from across the way, or they were right beside you, who knows? And you're like, damn, this is my future husband. But then he disappeared, or you lost your phone, or whatever happened, and you cannot keep the contact, but you can't get him out of your head. Write to me, and wherever they are in the world, I will try my best to find them. So without further ado, I love you. Is it me you're looking for? Okay. So my phone was stolen after we met. Are you sure? So, but nah, probably, because why would you write this, you know? You're an Asian girl in a long pink jacket with fur. I'm an Indian guy. You were in front of Nutrition Value at Columbus Circle in New York. I think about you all the time. I hope that this is a way that I can find you. Okay, so you were at Columbus Circle in New York, and you were an Asian girl of no further description in a pink long jacket and fur, and an Indian guy who was in front of the Nutrition Value. I don't know, did you guys get into conversation? He doesn't say, but that guy is looking for you so much that he wrote in to the Sweet Talk with Taj B. So Anybody knows an Asian girl in a long pink jacket who happens to be around Columbus Circle in New York, then write to me and I will see if I can find them. And that was that for the misconnection section, guys. So, actually, couple episodes ago, I promised you guys a story about getting lost in New York. And as I just read this New York misconnection, it just made me think about it. So, what happened, guys? Well, like normally every year, like prior to like having our kids and stuff, me and my sister and our girlfriends, we would take an annual trip to New York around Labor Day. Like that was our thing. So we would travel in a group, but this particular day we did not travel in a group because I had something to do like on a Friday. So I traveled on my own, unfortunately, to go meet up with my girlfriends. And let me just say, anybody who knows me knows I would get lost in my basement trying to make it upstairs. Like I have no sense of direction. I am useless. Once you pull me out of the woods, I am lost. So we're now taking this trip. I'm gone on the bus, 10-hour ride. We finally get there. And instead of my girls, they're like, we'll come pick you up, Taj. We'll come meet you at the station. And I'm trying to be a hero. So I'm like, oh no, you don't need to meet me at any station. I will come to y'all. So, I mean, to make a long story short, I never made it to them. I then decided to take the subway. And I'm from Toronto. So I'm used to the subway being one line this way, one line that way. But the New York subway literally looks like a child scribbling. It's like, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then they actually need a whole police section to deal with the crazy people on the New York subway. Like, that's not okay. Why should so much mad people be running so wild in our space? I mean, I know how this sucks, but it's dangerous, guys. So being on there, I ended up getting lost and I didn't recognize somebody as being mentally deficient. I just thought they were a normal person. So I took directions from them. And needless to say, the directions actually ended me up at a chicken farm. Yes, an actual chicken farm in the middle of New York City. And I just thought that was so hilarious, so random, so crazy. You know what I mean? So that's my story, guys, on getting lost on the New York subway and ending up at a chicken farm. I hope you guys enjoyed my show on what makes a healthy relationship. Thanks for watching. And before I let you go, let me leave you with Taj's thought of the day. If you are unwilling to be honest with other people, then you need to face the fact that maybe people are also lying to you. Toodles, guys, and see y'all next week.